Hi everyone and welcome to Season 12, Episode 7 of From Hope to Glory at Truro City with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. So we have reached the very last day of season number 12 and it's been fantastic all season long. Second season in the Premier League and we are guaranteed to finish in the top half of the table. 8th, 9th or 10th, one of those positions is ours dependent on results today. For our part, we play Aston Villa. Let's see how we get on. What an amazing situation we find ourselves in. We have guaranteed ourselves a top half finish. Let's go check out the table straight away and you'll see that we're sitting in 9th. We're equal on points with Tottenham. They've got a better goal difference than us and we're 2 points clear of 10th place Derby. So dependent on which way results go today, we could finish anywhere between 8th and 10th. But that is still a remarkable season for us. Last season, remember, we finished in 17th, I think it was, just outside, just in front of the relegation zone and staying up in the Premier League in our first season. So this is a huge step forward. Now, the other thing I can say is that immediately after this game has finished, in this season, as much as I can, we still have a transfer budget of £53 million we can spend with 165k a week in terms of wages. I am going to try and spend that fairly quickly after this game before it resets to next season's budget, just so I know exactly what I'm working with. So I'm going to have a lot of fun with this transfer window because I think ultimately we can still improve this squad quite considerably, although it's been absolutely magnificent. I mean, our Abu Bakar last season, if you remember, was out for 3 months and we really struggled without his goals. This time around, he's got 16 in the Premier League and that is not too bad at all and really has helped propel us forward. And the addition of some very good players have really improved this squad. Not least the goalkeeper, Wendell, getting the highest average rating of the season for us at 22 years old. This guy is an absolute sensation in terms of being in goal for us. And at 6'8", you'd imagine that big guys are going to be wanting to come in for him at some point. I think that might happen for a number of our players in the next couple of seasons, potentially. So we'll have to look out for that. But at the moment, they're all still with me. And we get to finish off season number 12 with a game against Aston Villa, who currently sit down in 14th position. So let's see how we get on. So in terms of personnel for the game, the only major issue that we've got is Bondor is suspended. He picked up a red card, should I say, a game or so ago, and they've suspended him for 3 matches. So he's going to be out for the end of this season and the beginning of next. That's something that we'll just have to deal with. Other than that, it's all right. Most of our players are pretty much where you would want them to be at this point in the season. There's one bit of business that we've already done for next season. If you remember, we have a young Barcelona central defender in the wings that I was bringing in as a replacement for Colombini, who I basically assumed would go back to Inter Milan. He's been on loan with us. But in actual fact, if we go and check Colombini out, he's played a lot for us this season, 30 games in this campaign, and has been absolutely brilliant for us. And he's just coming into a little bit of maturity, getting into his early 20s. So there's still room for improvement, but he's improved a lot. And we have actually got him back on loan for next season. So that's going to really put us in a really good position. Mavropanos eventually found himself as the main partner, let's say, for Colombini in that area. Now, at 34 years old, maybe that's where we can improve. But now that we've got Colombini, it's going to change my recruitment a little bit in the defensive area. If we go and just check out the guy that we've got coming in, Joan, his name is, or Joanne, I'm not sure how you would pronounce that, but he's coming in as a young 18-year-old, still lots of development to do, but in the next 2 seasons, if we can keep hold of this guy, because he is coming in on a permanent deal, I think we've got a bit of a beast coming in here eventually. So I think central defence-wise, we have improved already because of his addition. As a young prospect, but Mavropanos might be the player that moves on. If he does, maybe one of the others will move on as well, either Nelson or Baptiste, and then we'll get a new first choice central defender in alongside Joanne, who is going to be one of those rotating options behind them. So there's a little bit of a rejig in the centre of defence. I'd also like a little bit of an upgrade in the left fullback position, potentially as well. Other than that, it will just be who can I find that's an improvement on what I've got next season, really, in terms of bringing players in over the summer. It could be anyone. Any of these players could move on. Just depends what I can find. But anyway, for now, we've got Bondor, who's out. Kemp, who is our reserve goalkeeper, wouldn't have been in the squad anyway for today, but he's got a little bit of a fitness issue and has performed very well in the games that we've asked him to. But other than that, everybody else is fit. So for the last game of the season, we're going with Wendell in goal, Williams at right back, Fenn at left back, Mavropanos and Colombini in central defence, Gonzalez, Goodwin and Morrison in central midfield, White on the right, Izvikov on the left and Abubakar up top, with Nelson, Benamor, Sambol, Thompson, Wright Phillips, Dudita and Henderson on the bench. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. So we've gone with quite a chilled out gesture, but a very pointed kind of team talk, just to say that it's a great opportunity on this last day of the season to show that the pundits have been right to back you. We've been getting a lot of high praise in the media. It's now an opportunity to show that they were right to do so and that we were worth backing. So here is our last game of this amazing season. Quite where next season will take us, I have no idea. At this point, if I could repeat the feat of getting into the top half of the table, I'd kind of be happy with that. And then it just depends about our recruitment over the summer as to how much further we could or may not go. It depends how that all works out for us. But another top half finish next season, and I will be delighted with, because I think this is slightly ahead of schedule to finish in the top half of the table this season, to be honest. So it's all going fantastically well, really. But for now, it's all about focusing on this particular match, really. Villa are sitting down in the lower parts of the table, but they're proving that they're still a very tricky side. Balogun with a goal in the 15th minute, and we've been caught a little bit there. There was a bit of space over this left-hand side for Villa, right-hand side for us, for Ferdy to run into, and he puts a very good ball through, and the defenders don't quite manage to figure out how to stay with the runner, and he gets through on goal and puts it in the back of the net for a 1-0 lead after 15 minutes. Bit of a tricky one, this one. I think, again, it's one of those occasions where Villa might be a little bit better than maybe their league position suggests, especially because I think potentially our league position, wow, what a fantastic goal about that. I'll talk about that goal in a second, but our league position, I think, is a little bit flattering to us, just a little bit. So this is a fantastic bit of movement down the left-hand side. Fenn is all about the left fullback, overlapping, gets in the space, gets to the byline, puts it into the near post, and that's a brilliant, brilliant left-footed hook shot from Abubakar at the near post, getting ahead of the defender there and hooking the ball into the net for 1-1, and it is still he that has been doing bits for us this season. Morrison, ably supporting him from midfield, picks up the loose ball, drives at the defence, puts it into Abubakar, gets it back again, and then a slightly weak shot because of the defender getting a little bit of a foot in. That's a fantastic challenge from White. Had to get that one right because of coming from slightly behind him, but did so and managed to win the ball. But we've given it back again and won it back again. A little bit of one of those scrappy possession sections in this particular match. And Villa again have got the ball back, and again Goodwin does good work for us in that central midfield area. Morrison again drives through a goal at the top of the box, decides to take the long shot on, doesn't quite manage to get it out from his feet properly to get the power on the shot, and it doesn't really challenge the goalkeeper too much. But we are much more in the game now than we were in the early parts of it. Again, we've got a highlight starting in our favour. Can we keep the possession? Again, it's Fenn down the left-hand side. Gets a little bit lucky there. Morrison takes over again. White on the top of the box. Fenn gets it back. And we're unlucky with a shot that I think hit the top of the crossbar, but there was an offside decision before that as well. but some good work down that left-hand side. Fenn is doing great for us. He's taken over from Benamor as the starting fullback partway through the season. He's developed better than Benamor has. And ultimately, he'll stick around next season, Fenn. It might be Benamor that moves on and we see if we can find an upgrade in that particular position. But Fenn's doing good in today's game and showing what he's capable of. At half-time, though, we are at 1-1. We are in the game. We're competitive. It's possession stats are fairly equal. We've had a couple more shots at goal. We could do with a couple more, though, just to keep moving forward a little bit. So we're going to go into this half-time. We started off very chilled out. I think we're going to go hands on hips, facing the team. We're not doing badly. If everyone continues to work hard, we'll win this. I think that's a very fair assessment at home as well. It's the type of team talk that we need to be giving to put ourselves on the front foot. And before we go out for the second half, I am going to just up the mentality from balanced into positive and see if that helps us move forward into this second half. So into the dressing room, back we go. And then what we're going to do is go straight out into the second half and go into the shouts, fire them up for this second half, and see whether we can get an early bit of momentum in the first few minutes of this new half of football. The last half of football for this entire season. Season number 12 coming to an end. It almost worked out for us down that right-hand side, but we are going to pick up the loose ball again, and it's Mavropanos at the back, playing it out nicely, keeping the ball very nicely, some good movement of the ball and the players, and there goes a chance in. Now, there was another offside there, I think, and the linesman's flag did go up, the assistant referee. They're going to check it, but I think even I could see that that was offside, and it was, and the decision has been made. It was quite a way offside, I think, in the end. Look at that. A couple of metres offside, it looked like, really. It was a very good finish, but of course he was under no pressure at all because there was nobody around him. But one of those things, we almost got another chance there, though. It was a good little bit of movement in the possession play before that cross came in that gives us a little bit of confidence and a little bit of hope. 65 minutes on the clock. Time is ticking away just a little bit. It's been a little bit quiet, but we've had all of the attempts in this second half on the highlights particularly. And here is another one potentially coming up. Izvikov in the box. Abubakar gets a header in, a snap header in, really. And the goalkeeper was just about in the right position to grab that ball. Sets Villa going on a counter-attack. They're lucky to regain possession a little bit, but they do with lots of space for them down the right-hand side. We've finally closed up the gap a little bit and reset our defensive shape. Can we get a foot in? They're working it nicely still down the right-hand side. They sent it more central, and the cross comes into the back post, and they take a lead again for the second time. They go 2-1 up. We've had most of the possession in these highlights for this second half, but they've caught us with a little bit of quality. They worked nicely down the right-hand side, eventually got a little bit of space, put a very good through ball over the top, and the attacking players responded to it far quicker than our defenders did, and they get through on goal and put it in the back of the net for 2-1. At 68 minutes, we're going to pause the game, change it up a little bit here, and we're going to change quite a lot of stuff here. We're going to change the shape. So Morrison not having a very good game at 6.3 average rating. So we're going to put him up top, but then replace him with Henderson, who's going to come and join Abubakar in a 4-4-2. So we're going to switch it up a little bit and play a more recognisable version of the 4-4-2. And in doing so, we're going to take away the vertical tiki-taka and go to wide wing play on very attacking. We've got nothing to lose. We might as well go for it. See if we can get the ball out wide to the wide players and into the box as much as we can. So we're going to make a couple of other changes. Gonzalez comes out, Sambol goes in for him and plays that holding role in midfield. That takes away the yellow card of Gonzalez. And we've got one more that we can make, and I think we'll make it in this left wing position. Izvikov looking a little bit tired in comparison to some, so we'll take him out and put Dudita in, and those are the changes that we're going to make. So we've changed the setup, we changed the personnel, the style of play, all of that kind of good stuff, and we will see if that does us any favours moving forward into the last 20 minutes of this game. So we reset the game, And at 68, 69 minutes, we've got 20 minutes to try and sort this out. 2-1 behind on the last day of the season. At home, this is not a fantastic performance, but it's kind of a performance of a team that have pretty much done all they can do this season and have found themselves in a really good spot in the league and have kind of taken their foot off the gas just a little bit. So we're going to go into the shouts. We'll wait for this highlight to come and go actually before we do. And it's another Villa opportunity. Good block on that particular shot. And the ball eventually goes away for no harm to us. We're going to go into the shouts and we're going to demand more for the last couple of seconds of this match. Is there one chance we can put in that gives us a draw? And there isn't. And unfortunately, we get to the end of the season and it's a little bit of a weak performance just to finish off the season against a decent side in Aston Villa, but a side that we should have been competing with. Our previous form for the last month has been pretty spectacular, and I failed to show you that at the beginning of the episode. Apologies for that. But what I can tell you is that we had first and second that we played in Man United and West Ham, and then we played Liverpool. Those first two matches in that little run, we got 2 1-1 draws from, and then we got hammered 3-0 by Liverpool. So we did really well in the lead up to this game. And then it was just a little bit of a weak ending, wasn't it, really? But there we go. That just, sometimes that happens. We cannot be too harsh on the players. Let's just go. Oh, dear. I don't really want to say that I'm not happy. I think I'll just leave it, to be honest. I won't dig them out. I won't cause a problem. We'll just go on from there without a team talk. And we will happily move on, trying to forget this particular result, really, because ultimately I think our season was far better than what that result was, and we have to remain on the positives, really. And the positives are whatever results happen around us, and it could be that they've all gone against us and we've finished down in 10th, but we haven't. We've stayed in 9th position. So Tottenham picked up 3 points, Derby County didn't, and therefore we finish in 9th position in the Premier League. So next season, my only goal at this point for next season, just to put it out there, is firstly, well, my only goal, there's two then, staying in the top half of the table, but also, secondly, getting in the plus figures for my goal difference. We finished on -1 goal difference for this season. Not quite good enough. I think we've been okay defensively, but maybe offensively we still need a little bit more firepower. So that's my main goal for next season. Stay in the top half and then try and get into positive figures for goal difference. And we'll see if we can manage it. And if we do, that again potentially pushes us higher up the table. We'll see. But that's the intention for next season. For this season, it's pretty much now done and dusted. We've finished in 9th, which is far in excess of what I thought we were going to do. I think it's been fantastic in a lot of different ways. You're going to have to come back next episode and join me to see exactly what I managed to do in terms of figuring out how to move this team forward. We've been given £25 million for finishing in 9th, which is amazing. That will help our figures financially superbly well. We've now got 90 million in the bank with that 53 million transfer kitty that I am going to spend in the next couple of days before it all resets for next season. So come back and join me next episode. It'll be really interesting to see what I've managed to do over the summer. Until then, thank you for joining me for this season. I hope you've been enjoying this. It's a long, drawn-out save, this one. We've been going for many, many months to get to this point, but we've still got more work to do to see if we can get Truro City right to the top of English football. It's not that far away, but there's still a lot of work to do. So come back next episode. We'll see how we get on for season number 13. Until then, thank you for joining me today. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and join my United City community. The more the merrier. Click that like button on this particular episode. That'll help me get seen by more people. Until next time, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.